Mike's Daily Podcast.
FF episode 1663. 1663. The last show was called Yawn because I mentioned Yawn, James, and how I don't care about sports. Today I talk about how I care about the wonders that are the holiday known as the 4th of July.
Mike's Daily Podcast.
About explosions going on all night long. It was something interesting, but that's even
Mike's Daily Podcast.
Not that interesting a topic. How about me talking about this thing that I use and it makes me want to shout. It makes me want to go because it is so slow. It's my computer at the station, and you know sorry, we went all sticks on you for a second. That's all right. Hey, I was watching the Boston Pops
Mike's
show
Daily
or concert
Podcast
that happens on the 4th of July every year. And the wonderful people at Bloomberg Television, Bloomberg, that's run by Bloomberg. It's all about, money, usually. And though they carry the Boston Pops Orchestra. And there was this woman that was performing there who knocked my socks off. Oh, speaking of socks, look who just walked in. Hello, Mega Master, it's Madame Rootabega. You took me aback. I took you aback where? You took me aback with your thing about socks. Ooh. I meant, why? Because socks are so strange. Ooh. Why? Because they're on your feet. Yeah. Und they stink. Ooh. 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 Oh. Look who else walked in. You annoy me, madam. Let's go to the next person.
Hello there, Mike. This is Valentino, the parking attendant.
And this is Bison Bentley. Do you know that?
Mike, how dare you say that to Madame Rootabega D?
Yeah, Madame Rootabega. Do you know that? Rhiannon Giddens is her name. And she is...
And here's today's podcast picture.
Tony. Award-winning. She's won a Tony. Yo, this is Tony.
Mike, was that supposed to be like a kind of Italian type thing?
Yo, Tony. Pizza. Boombots.
Yeah, okay, stop.
Sorry. Wait.
Sorry.
There we go. My point is, she's amazing, this Rhiannon Giddens. As she sang, but the only thing different, the only thing new, I've got your pictures, and she's got you. You ever heard that song? Well, she did an amazing rendition of it with the Boston Pops Orchestra. Maybe I'm just a sap for any song that has an orchestra behind it, a symphony orchestra. Something with all that wall of sound, every frequency taken up by an amazing instrument. Maybe that's what gets to me, and I get sold with the song. The song sells me. But I don't care about that. Do I care about the casting backlash about Scarlett Johansson facing for playing a transgender man? It reminds me of, what's his name? Underwood, the guy who was trying to do a updated version of Ironside, the television show about the, what's his name? Who was the guy that Perry Mason guy played him? It was like a 70s TV show, and he's a detective, but he's in a wheelchair. So they tried to update it, and groups that are for rights of people disabled said, hey, you can't put a actor in that role who's not disabled. That's like a slap in our face. And so...
You can't handle the truth!
So is that the same with Scarlett Johansson? The guy who climbed the Statue of Liberty has been taken into custody. Who is it? Let's find out. Oh, it's a woman. A woman who climbed up to the robes of the Statue of Liberty to protest the separation of migrant families has been taken into custody after...
because of a person trying to climb the Statue of Liberty. You're looking at a live picture there now of the statue.
A standoff with police on the 4th of July. Authorities had tried to talk to the woman and tried to talk her down, but she refused to leave for nearly 3 hours. She crossed the base of the statue, at times sitting in the folds of the statue's dress and under Liberty Lady's sandal. The woman was identified as Teresa Patricia Okumo. The woman was part of a group of protesters and had declared that she wouldn't come down until all the children are released. About 16 officers with the New York City Police Department's Emergency Service Unit, a team trained to perform some of the most dangerous rescues in the city, took part in the rescue effort. At first, she wasn't friendly with us, but we took the time to get a rapport with her, so that took a while, said Officer Brian Glocken. She just kind of mentioned the kids in Texas. I guess the whole debate that's going on about that. In the beginning, she threatened to push us off, push the ladder off, but we stayed with her. At first, she was being a little combative, and then she was willing to cooperate. Hey, so I listened to a podcast called Crosscurrents. Well, actually, I haven't listened to it in a long time. And there was... Oh, my God. I guess I have to read the story every year. Apparently, I remember I read this a year ago when this became news. But in 1946, it was on this date that Louis Riard's abbreviated two-piece swimwear design debuted in a fashion show held at Paris's Molitor Pool. Riard names his creation cut from 3 square inches of fabric after the recent nuclear bomb tests on the Bikini Atoll, explaining, like a bomb, the bikini is small and devastating. So thus, the bikini was born on this date in 1946. Back to the podcast Crosscurrents. I love Crosscurrents. It's done by KALW. I stopped listening for a while because it seemed like every episode was about drugs. And I was just, oh God, here is another one. And actually the latest episode is about the opioid epidemic. But it is fascinating. And Crosscurrents is, if you want to hear a podcast that is so centrally Bay Area and so well produced, and they pull all the fluff out, Crosscurrents. KALW does it. KALW is, I think, funded by the San Francisco Education Fund something. But it's so well done. There's a lady that runs the show named Henna Baba. Henna Baba. That's the best freaking name ever. Henna Baba. I'm Henna Baba. And so Henna Baba runs the show, and they talked about the whole thing that they're trying to do, these safe injection points. This is so bizarre. In San Francisco, they are discussing setting up tents. Well, they've already done it, where you can get, if you are addicted to heroin, you can shoot up in these tents, these that are set up by, I think it's called the Harm Reduction Fund. It's an organization, and their theory is that, like a safety belt is not like 100% going to save you in a car accident. It does help save your life in many cases. So what they're trying to do is allow these points in a safe atmosphere. People that are addicted and they got to have it, they allow them to shoot up under very safe conditions, and then through that are able to get help to these people that are addicted. So in a world where we are full of addiction, people get addicted early on. Klonopin, I knew someone that was taking that, and it was starting to get like he knew there was something going on, like where it could be a slippery slope into worse addiction, and he got help and got out of it. So I think I agree. There is something to be said about this. And the mayor, London Fog is her name. She is named after a type of cologne that stinks to high heaven. No, but her name is something like that. So she is even looking into this possibility. And as San Francisco does go the nation, well, I can see a lot of places in this country that would go, what? We ain't gonna do that. Let all those junkies die. So we'll see. But there's wildfires going on in the western U.S. And we see the smoke here in the Bay Area, as I've told you. Yolo County. Yes, YOLO is also you only live once. But YOLO! And people have been shouting it across the country. But across the West, firefighters are battling dozens of wildfires, and one of the biggest is in Yolo County here in California. On Wednesday, firefighter helicopters flew into thick smoke to fight a fire that's burned more than 80,000 acres in 3 rural counties that's west of Sacramento. That's why we see the smoke here in the Bay Area. Nearly 3,000 firefighters have been working around the clock, lighting backfires, building a containment line in an effort to keep the flames at bay. The wildfire is also threatening more than 1,000 homes and buildings. Hundreds of residents were told to evacuate. That's what's happening. Drones. Oh. Hey, what is it? Drones take the bang out of the 4th of July in communities ravaged by wildfires. They continue to rage in Colorado, where the spring fire alone has devoured an area larger than the size of Detroit, leaving 100 homes destroyed. In Utah, officials ordered more residents to leave as firefighters struggled to contain fast-moving flames east of Salt Lake City. And then also, do I really want to read this? Oh, this is interesting. I was listening to NPR on Tuesday, which felt like a Friday. Can you even get used to this stupidity, putting a holiday in the middle of the week like this? It was so weird, because yesterday was like Sunday. I had the day off, but I still had to work at my part-time job, which I hadn't been at for a long time, because of the weird scheduling issues that I told you all about, which seem to have worked themselves out. Oh my God. But so I show up, and it was an enjoyable day, actually, at my part-time job. I wasn't slammed with work, but, just was able to relax and talk to some people, and I got some calls. I love it when I get a call at a radio station on a holiday, and they're like, hey, I want tickets. Can I come down and pick them up? We're closed on holidays, like your company probably is. Jeez, get a clue. I know, right? Uh-oh. I think
right? Good.
Thank you. I have to be so careful when I hit that, because now this computer does something weird, and then I get frightened. So the boys trapped in the Thai cave are getting diving lessons. Yeah, I heard about this on the Tuesday show on NPR's All Things Considered. All things considered, I'm doing all right, even though you left the size of Texas hole deep inside. That's a country song that nobody knows. The soccer team of 12 boys and their 25-year-old coach, trapped for 11 days, were being given rudimentary diving lessons Wednesday. I'm not going to go too into this story, because you're probably going to hear 80 million different people doing this story, including this woman.
To get them out safely. CBS 4's Ben Tracy reports from outside the cave in Thailand.
Ooh, she's got a smoky voice.
One by one, the boys wrapped in foil warming blankets took turns introducing themselves and delivering a message to their parents that they're in good health.
12 boys and their 25-year-old coach, they went into this vast cave complex. They were given rudimentary diving lessons Wednesday, even though none of them know how to swim. Wait, what the hell are they doing? Nobody's answering this question. How did they even get in there? Here's what you do when you're reading a news story. You scroll all the way down to the bottom, and they will tell you how they got there, right? Right? No. The boys were first found by a pair of British divers who described a harrowing 3-hour round trip through the narrow passageways. What the hell are they why were they even down there? This is, it drives me crazy. Nobody's even explaining this, and I can't find it anywhere. All right, stupidity. Hey, so let's go outside a Café Anyway, where we bring you Mike's Daily Podcast somewhere in Podcaster Valley. I'm going to start doing short shows from now on. Short shows. I think that's the way to go. My lovely lady friend was up in Napa. Oh, and that's to which I have to ask her if I can post one of her amazing pictures she took from Napa Valley yesterday. When I go to Napa, I like to take a Napa. What? No little rim shot? That'll work. I'll take that. That's fine. We'll just go with that. Why don't we go back in time? We'll take a little time trip. Let's see. Let's go back to... I want to go back to the month where I first met my lovely lady friend, which was the month of April. Let's go back to April, and I'll find a picture from the podcast picture, because I blew right past that. And I know you were like, Mike, what the podcast picture? You didn't even... And here it is. It is a podcast picture of the wonderful Basil the Boxer, and he is staring at a flower. Where was this even taken? He's looking at the wildflowers that we had so much of. Coal Canyon Regional Park recreation area. And he's looking at there's something in the bushes. But now, if you look at this picture at mikesdailypodcast.com, where you can also help out the show through the Amazon link at mikesdailypodcast.com. You know what? If you look at that picture while you're there, you can help us out by shopping on Amazon. Click on the Amazon link and buy whatever it is you're going to buy. I bought a karaoke machine for my wonderful friends that live up the street from me, the Blackmans. They got themselves now a karaoke machine. You're welcome. So what? The point is, Mike'sDailyPodcast.com. Go there. Nobody ever goes there. I look at the statistics. No one's ever clicking on that. Mike'sDailyPodcast.com. Is the title too long? Oh, we live in a world where you gotta jump on a name, on a domain name so fast. Used to be, you could take your time. Like, my Twitter handle is @MikeTalks. I just happened on that. My old Twitter handle was Mike Tweets about something. I think there's some lame name I gave it. And now, I'm happy that I made Mike Talks. I didn't take Mike Matthews because that was already used. I didn't take Matt Michaels, which I actually had Matt Michaels back in 2000 when Twitter first came out. In what was it, 2004? Somebody told me about Twitter. Actually, it was Jocelyn, who I used to do a segment on KHA 100.7. Was that our call letters? Yeah, it's been so long. And we would do a show Wednesday nights called Worldwide Wednesdays. Worldwide Wednesdays? Is that what we called it? And she would talk all about computer stuff and interesting websites. And this is back like when people were first checking out the computer and whatnot. 2004, I think we did that. And I think, yes, at Mike'sDailyPodcast.com in the interviews section, look up Jocelyn and you will hear one of our old shows. But she told me about Twitter way back then. And I signed on and I went as Matt Michaels, but nobody knows me as Matt Michaels anymore. I immediately signed off of Twitter because back then it was only through your phone and you had to text to tweet. It was stupid. It was not like when the apps all popped up about 5 years ago. That just rose Twitter's stock. It rose Facebook stock. It rose Amazon stock. Everybody could then use it helped Uber launch Uber, because then they could use... How many people use the frickin' app for Uber and Lyft? And my lovely lady friend is going to be driving Uber today, and I wish her safe roads, safe driving in whatever car. She rents a car, which is smart and costly at the same time, because you have to cover the cost of the rental, but at the same time you're not hurting your car, you're not overworking your car. At any rate, it's a catch-22. But apps help people, and I wish her safe roads, and I hope that a lot of people use the app to have her drive them to places, and get her there, get them quickly there.
Oh, you almost had it. You gotta be quicker than that.
Don't understand why I played that. Got to be quicker than that. But yeah, so Facebook was helped.
We have a basic responsibility to protect people's data, and if we can't do that, then we don't deserve to have the opportunity to serve people.
And
drop the just Facebook.
And so Facebook was helped by the apps. And Mike'sDailyPodcast.com does not have an app. It's just a website, but you can check it out through your browser on your smartphone, Mike'sDailyPodcast.com. And you can listen to the show through all the podcast apps that are out there. TuneIn, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Podomatic, all have apps. Let's see, who else do we got? Mixcloud, SoundCloud, YouTube, iTunes, anywhere you go. Tumblr, Yelp, Instagram. You can find me all over. Twitter, Facebook, Google Play, of course. Deezer. Have you ever heard of Deezer? iHeartRadio. I'm on that too. So check me out all over the place and spread the word. Nobody's spreading the word about Mike'sDailyPodcast.com. And it's a frickin' shame.
Awesome.
No, it's a frickin' shame.
Oh, boy, is this great!
No, it's a frickin' shame.
That really got out of hand fast.
At any rate, that's the end of the show. Thank you for listening to the show. Next show, we will have the wonderful... Who was that? The people? Chely Shoehart, Floyd the Floorman, John Deere the Engineer. Have a great 5th of July, Bikini Day. Enjoy it. Get in your bikini and go out there. Even if you're a male, get your bikini on. Enjoy your day. Huh? What? What happened? That's what.
Mike's Daily Podcast is written and produced and performed by Mike Matthews. His podcast is super easy to find. Download or listen to his show and read his blog at Mike'sDailyPodcast.com.
Email Mike now at Mike'sDailyPodcast@gmail.com.
See you tomorrow. Bye!